for our personal, our biggest factor is to be the best to our people, right? One of our core values is unreasonable hospitality. And I tell every single person, if a person does our program and they say we sucked, give them their money back, right? Because I do not want one person to say that they wasted $1 on my program.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode. Today we have the pleasure of having Sariah. How are you doing today?
I am doing awesome, thank you.
So, I was watching your videos, before we came in. But, instead of me giving a less than ideal introduction, why don't you introduce yourself with everything that you do and everything you're up to? Because you're up to a lot of stuff.
Yes, we are up to a lot of stuff. So I would say we are the best weight loss program in the world. And so right now that is our journey, is to become the biggest weight loss program in the world. But what we do is we just help people that have struggled their whole life, or, after a baby, or maybe after a big event happened in their life, or whatever it might be, to get back on track and to become their happiest and healthiest self. Because I don't believe in the stigma of, love your body and all of that. I believe that when your body's not healthy, it's very hard to love it. And I will be straight up and tell anybody that, because I've been there. And so I can only speak for myself. And I can speak for the thousands of people that I've seen that have changed their body, and all of a sudden their life has changed. So that is our mission, is to help people become their happiest and healthiest self.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's talk about how it all started, Sariah. So where did this all start? Were you always an entrepreneur? And then we'll go from there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to like bore everybody. So how it all started is my husband was a chiropractor. And so I always was in helping him do his stuff. I played soccer, went to University of Laverne. I was actually a math major, but I was always very into athletics. I was always very into just, working out. I was always into health. And then I had twins. And after I had my twins, it was like I gained over 100 pounds, and it was so hard for me to lose weight. Like I could not lose the weight. And so I started doing like little workout classes with like people at my church. I started like teaching Tai Bao. I started doing all kinds of these little tiny, things on the side. And one day, me and my husband went to a seminar. And while we were at the seminar, this company had shown this whole little like weight loss program that they had kind of designed. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, babe, I was like, I want to do that. I was like, I want to bring that into our office. And so that's how we brought it in. And then from there, we turned it into what we were now. But that was how we got that first step to even learn about, different medications and all of that. At first, I'm honest, guys, I hated medication. I was that girl that was like, do not give me any type of medication. I had my babies without any type of medication. Right. I just kind of felt like that's the easy way, like, oh, that's the easy way out, and I'm still not into medication, to be honest with you. Like my kids have probably never had an antibiotic. I know that's crazy to say that,
Good.
right?
Good.
They haven't. And so it was hard for me to get into medication, but now being in this, I know how much it can change people's lives, right? And how there's so many better things. There's peptides, which are fantastic and phenomenal for people and so good for them. So it's changed my mindset on a lot of things, but that's how we all started, was from going first to that seminar, learning about it. And then from there, we've developed it into this new program that is amazing,
Amazing, amazing, amazing. And then fast forward to today, because I know you have a lot of staff and everything. Just for people, I always like to tell people, a little bit of your operation today. So how many people do you have today on staff?
We probably have maybe 60 people, probably 60, 70 people. And so now we have, we've got nutrition coaches, we've got personal trainers on staff, we've got nurse practitioners, we've got medical assistants, we've got doctors. So we're now a full actual program, right? When people join our program, like we actually give them a way. Like it's not just like, oh, here, go ahead and try some medication, right? That's what a lot of, and people are like that, right? And so those people don't want to come to us for sure, right? Because when you come to us, you're going to have no choices, right? We're going to be like, okay, what days are we getting your workout in? What days are we, what days are you going to meet with your coach? This is the eating plan you're going to follow, right? So for us, it's not just, hey, take this medication, come back next month, month, get a refill, right? No, we're not doing that here. And so for us, that's why we have all of these different avenues. We've got our app, we do virtual classes on the app. So some people want to come in and they don't want to do a workout, no problem. You're going to join in. I actually teach some of the classes. I love the classes. That's my favorite thing. So yeah, so it just, now it's really a whole program, right? That's where we're at now. And we make sure that people get to their goals.
I love it.
It's a lot more
I
intense.
love it. I love it, Sariah. And I think that's, you know, the more I get into business, the more I learn that that's how things have to be. It's not, you don't have a choice. You're coming to me as an expert.
Yes.
You don't get to tell me how you want to customize shit. This is how you do things. Or just go find somebody else, you know, like
Yeah.
then that's okay, right?
Yes, I love that. And then now it's on you, right? So it's everyone. If you follow my stuff and it doesn't work, then I take full responsibility for that, right? Just like I said, someone comes to you and you're like, hey, step off, right? And then if you're doing your thing, it's like, all right, now I take full responsibility. Like, yeah, you did it, it didn't work. Here you go.
Correct. So from basically 1 or 2, let's just say with your husband 2 to 60, what do you think the biggest keys were to getting there, and how many years it took? Because I also, you know, I know it was not an overnight success, Sarah.
Yes. So yeah. So we started with our first office, and that's still like our baby. And then we expanded into California. So we were our original officer in California. So then we expanded into we had one time had 4, but a partnership kind of went a little bad. So we sold that one off. So now we're stuck with, now we have 3 in California. So that's how it first started. It was like, okay, we had our one, and it was always actually you know, I believe everything happens for you. So there would be people that would come to us and be like, hey, we want to go in partnership with you. Will you open up a clinic in this facility or in this location, right? So every single one of our locations has been like that. I will take full responsibility. We were not good. Like, you know, people always say you should have a contract. We went into every single partnership with 0 contract, right? We just trusted people. It's just, okay, yeah, they want to do this, right? And so of all of those, I'm grateful now because we own 3 of those. But we had to buy our partners out, right? But we didn't have contracts when we went into those. And so that's something that we've really learned now. People always come to us and like, hey, I want to go on this. Like, okay, well, let's have a contract set up, because otherwise you're thinking they're going to do something and they're not, right? So that's how we've slowly gotten from 2 of us, right? Like literally when we first started, I was the consultant and I had one person who did the coaching, right? That's how we started. And so then as we've grown every, you know, through each clinic, and then we've, you know, expanded, and then more people come on, and then you get new ideas, right? And being part of, you know, different groups that you were part of, right? It opens your mind, right? And you're like, okay, wait, I could do this. I could bring that in, you know? So, I mean, we've been in business now for probably, someone was just asking us, I think we're close to like 15 years. So we've been doing it for 15 years. And I'll be honest with you, every year is just like, I tell my team today, we're not the best yet, right? You can never, like, how do we get even better? What can we think? What could we do more of, right? Because I don't want to stop growing. I don't ever want to stop growing, right? I want to be able to bring even more to my people. So it's like we help them in everything that they need.
I love that. Talk to me about marketing and getting clients in. What makes you guys stand out, and what has made you guys, you know, keep growing and growing in that sense, and keep bringing clients and all that?
Yeah, so this is where we need some help, Armand. We need some help with marketing, right? So marketing, I feel like, is the one thing where it's been hard, very hard in what we do, right? In weight loss. Facebook has banned me for years, right? And the crazy thing is, when I talk about magical experiences, I just got an email yesterday or 2 days ago from Facebook that they unbanned me. And I'm like, what the heck? Like, I've been banned for years. So anyways, so that's been really hard for us, right? So when we first started off, we did Facebook only, and I did it myself. And I would have to turn my ads off, right? Because I would get so many people. I mean, it was just like, we would be double booked, right? That was like years ago. Those were the good old days, right? And then once we got banned, And we literally would get banned for showing our before and afters, right? Like it wasn't like we were really doing anything fake. We weren't. It was just our before and afters. And they would always tell me, these aren't realistic results or something. And it's like, no, these are my people. So anyways, that's how our first marketing went. And then I will be honest with you, since we've had a lot of different marketing agencies through the years, it's been a struggle for us. And so for our biggest factor is to be the best to our people, right? One of our core values is unreasonable hospitality. And I tell every single person, if a person does our program and they say we sucked, give them their money back, right? Because I do not want one person to say that they wasted $1 on my program. I will not do that. Right. So that's one thing that I stand for is every single person has my cell phone, right? We got thousands of people, they have my cell phone, right? And so I feel like for me, that's the way that you grow internally. For marketing purposes, I'll be honest with you, I need help because we've had so many people that, and like I said, I get it because Facebook is so hard to advertise on for what we do, but every single one tells you the same story, like, oh, no, we're going to be able to do this, blah, blah, blah. And we have not yet, since I did it, we have not yet had a good marketing experience as far as an outside marketer. But I'm just grateful that we do have such a good, solid patient base where they will refer out for us. They will, and one of the biggest things is we're constantly giving away shit. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? If you go out every Monday, we've got freaking spin the wheel. We're giving away, all you got to do is comment on our stuff. We spin this freaking wheel, and anybody who's commented, you get free shit, right? I mean, we're giving away programs. Right now, we've got, a no gay December challenge. So we are constantly making sure that we're keeping our community engaged and giving them stuff and helping them, right? Because I truly believe the more you give, the more you get. So that's my motto is, okay, what can I do to help my people without them giving me a dime? Right. And so that's why like at least 4 times a year, we're doing free challenges for them. And when we say a free challenge, you can win money, you can win credit, you can win injections. Everybody wins, right? You're a winner if you follow the freaking challenge. So that's one way that I internally do my marketing. But yes, outside, I was just talking to my coach, like, I got to find a marketer. I got to find someone who can bring in some outside stuff too,
Absolutely. And you know what? For the right marketer, you are a dream come true because you're full of energy. I can probably tell you, Sariah, do 20 videos right now, and here's what you have to do, and I'm gonna get them done like this. That's one of my biggest struggles is finding people like you that are like, go, 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 go. Because everybody else is dragging their feet. Oh, I'm too busy. I have all these other things going on, but I can already tell, from watching your Instagram on the business side.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to get things done, I really liked we'll talk about it, whatever, but I think just to finish, people are probably in that same situation, and I want to pivot, still learn from you, but if anybody's in that situation where you're in one of those niches that you're banned constantly on Facebook or rejected constantly, you have to think about it in like in a 3D chess way. This 2D chess is if you put a before and after, you're immediately banned. That's just it's automatic. You cannot fight that. Doesn't matter how you change shit, you're gonna get automatically banned. What is the 3D way? The 3D way is Sariah talking about something and talking about the girl's transformation or the girl talking about the transformation. But for some reason, Facebook has already said if they see a before and after, you're immediately banned. So you need to find creative ways around that. And that's how I think the solution for people listening. But Sariah, let's go back to one concept I really, really loved. And it's a little bit shocking to me because you said, if anybody spends money with me and they don't, they say your stuff sucks, you give them the money back. And that is, I mean, how many business owners are willing to do that? That's a very, and then you said giving the money. So first question, how many business owners are willing to do that? Second question is, you also said you give has that ever happened that you actually did give, or how often does that happen? Just curious. And then what are the consequences? Because maybe something failed in the process and probably you give ownership to your team to say, hey guys, if we actually get someone to refund, here's how that affects all of us, right? Because because you can refund, and if the team doesn't have any consequences, right? So let me actually ask you those two questions, then I have follow-up.
Yeah. So how often does it happen? It does not happen very often. I'll be honest with you. Now, like you said, there are times where maybe one of our coaches did not, maybe like this, a patient kind of got lost in the shuffle, right? Like maybe they signed up for the program and somewhere, somehow we didn't. We did not do our follow through that we promised we were going to do. And on those, like you said, we make that coach take full responsibility. We take full responsibility. But in the end, it comes back to me, right? I'm the business owner. This stands on my head, right? And so it's like, it's not worth it, right? And so that I will tell you is very rare, right? Now, we also have a 100% money back guarantee, right? So we guarantee that our patients in 30 days are going to lose a certain amount of weight, okay? And we define that for them in that first consultation. Like, okay, this is what our guarantee is for you, right? Now, in order for them to follow with that guarantee, they have to meet with their coach every week, right? They have to make sure that they're showing us exactly what they're eating so they know what, so we know what that plan is, right? And at those 30 days, if they didn't lose, we don't even ask a question. If you follow those things, here's your money back, right? So when that happens, if somebody comes to us and says, hey, I didn't lose, right? Or, hey, I want my money back. I will be honest with you, 99% of the time, that person won't take responsibility, right? They didn't want to change and they just thought by taking this medication, the weight was going to fall off and they didn't want to do the work, right? So, but we still stand behind that and we give them their money back. But I'll be honest with you, I mean, I would say we have probably given back, I don't know, this year, maybe 10 people their money back, right?
10 out of what, 1,000 or?
Oh, yeah, no, 10 out of, yeah, probably a couple thousand, right?
Yeah, wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
But like I said, it's not worth it for me to have somebody say, right, I never want someone to say they wasted money with me, right? That's not going to happen, right? Because like I said, I stand behind my product and I know for a fact, if you follow what I'm telling you to do, I know for a fact you're going to get there, right? So when people tell me, oh, it didn't work, it's like, no, you didn't follow it. But you know what? That's fine, right? We're not the place for you. Here's your money back, right? And good luck. And I'll be honest with you, probably half of those people will be back within the next 3 years to do my program. And when they come back, they have to sign the thing now saying, I understand that there will be no money back guarantee and I have to follow it exactly, right? At least half of them come back because they know that nobody truly cares about them like we do. There's a weight loss corner on every freaking corner, right? All they want to do is give you some freaking meds. They might tell you, oh yeah, we're going to give you a meal plan. They don't give two shits whether you lost or didn't lose. They do not care. They're waiting for you to come back next week and pick up more medication, right? Here, we're not like that. You're going to, like I said, every single patient has my cell phone number. They can text me at Sunday midnight and they're going to get a text message back from me. Right? So there is no way that someone can say, oh, elevated care or they, no, that doesn't happen here.
I got you fired up and I love it. I love it. I love it. That's so good. Hey, let me ask you this. This is a deep question I'm about to ask you. Why is it important? Why is it important to you that nobody can say, hey, we wasted our money with Sariah's company?
Yeah. So I think that's so important to me because I hate feeling like I wasted my money on something and nobody cared, right? Every time that we go somewhere and we have a good experience or a bad experience with anything in this world, right? Like, for example, like I'll get on an airplane and I always tell everybody, if there's one job I could do, I would love to be a flight attendant, right? Because that person can literally change the world, right? They got 100 people walking on, and either those 100 people are going to walk off that plane that day thinking, man, this sucks. I just had the worst 2 hours of my life. Or they're going to walk off being like, wow, that was so freaking awesome. Those people were so great. They served me. They were good, right? And so that's my goal, is that anybody that walks into RCMC, they leave feeling energized, right? Because energy is contagious, right? And so I personally hate when I go to a business and I think, what a freaking waste. It can even be the way that they talk to you, right? The way they talk to you, just like, dude, I will never go in there again, right? And I will tell you, we all know, right? They say what? One bad person tells 8 people, right? You could be good to 20 people. They don't tell one person, right? But all it takes is one person to come into that clinic. And literally think about yourself. I tell myself every time I have a bad experience, I'm like, I tell my whole team every day, hey guys, I got to share this experience. We don't want to do this. This is what happened to me. Make sure we don't do this, because I hated the way I felt, right? So to me, that's why I never want someone to come in feeling that way at RCMC, because I hate feeling that way. I don't want to make anybody feel that way.
Wow, I love that. And this goes towards the care that is very rare in any business nowadays, Sariah. And I have a maybe I have a maybe a good idea of the answer, but I still want to know how it's your process. How do you okay, Sariah cares and Armand cares because okay, of course, they're CEO, they're the owner. How do you get the rest of your team to care?
Ah, I know, right? So I will tell you right now, first of all, I have my family members, two of my highest, my managers are my nieces. And so of course they've got some skin in the game. They know that their aunt is, on them and they love it. But I will tell you, Armand, it is the craziest thing. I have the best team you could ever imagine. I mean, I can't tell you every day I will get a text message about somebody on my team and how awesome they are. And it's different every day, right? Because they're seeing so many different people. And like I said, every patient has my cell phone, but you can guarantee it every single day. I will get a text message about somebody at some office or some coach, how they are so good to them. And to me, that's what matters. So I don't know how it happens, Armand, but for some reason, I have the best people in the world that work for me, like the best.
Yeah, I love it. Well, first of all, I just think that you giving the phone number, I'm learning so much from this. I'm thinking, um, we have part of our process is, hey, I'm here. Let me know if you ever need anything. But I don't give my phone number, and I
Yeah,
should. I'm like you. I don't care. Like
yeah,
everybody can
yeah,
talk to me, but I don't.
right.
I don't give my phone number. But it's about even the symbolism of here's my phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are gonna work in my company, you're gonna work with an account manager, but you
Yep,
have my phone number in case
yep.
anything happens you want to share with me,
That's
right?
exactly it. Exactly. I mean,
And
do you know how often I have a problem, Armand, that I actually have to take care of? Maybe, maybe like an actual problem that gets sent to me now from a patient, maybe at the most once a week. But every
yeah,
patient has it, right? But now I know for sure that, hey, you don't have a reason, right? So exactly like you said, it's not like your phone's gonna be going off all the time, but it's just for that patient to have that peace of mind that I got the head honcho's number, right? I got the head. If I got a problem, I'm gonna text her.
I love that. We need to implement that immediately.
Yeah.
Um, and then well, that shows care. Like that right away, I think is a big change for people listening. The second thing is, especially like if they text you on a Saturday, like I have clients emailing me on the weekends and I reply, and I
Yes.
know that, most people are not going to reply, and and I try to reply fast, right? That's
Yep.
the things that matter, right? When you're like on working with people, right?
Yep.
But if you did know, okay, stop bragging about your team now. Now tell me, if you did know what were the keys, what would you say for your team to be as caring as you've built them to be?
Yeah. So, I mean, I definitely think for one thing is every single day we have a team huddle, right? Every day, if you're working, you're on team huddle at 7:45, right? And at 7:45, we will first start with some type of like inspirational business type thing. We'll listen to, I don't know if you guys have heard of like the pep talk app they have. The Pep Talk
No.
app is awesome. If you guys haven't got it, I will tell you this will change your life. So they'll have like 5 minute little of like people, like all the people that we all like, right? Ed Milet, Andy Priscilla, David Goggins, but they've put like their little videos, they've like combined them into 5 minute clips into different categories, right? So one might be about, gratitude, one might be about, excellence. It might be about working hard, right? So every day, that's how we start our day, right? We all get on, we're going to watch this 5 minute clip video, right? That talks about rah, rah, we got to get in there. How do you become the best, right? And then after that, depending on what week we're on, someone has to say something grateful about somebody, right? Somebody has to tell somebody what they did good, right? Hey, then we might say, okay, this week's a core value. What did someone do at your office to show this core value today, right? Yesterday, right? Give us an example, right? But that's how we do it. And I can't take credit for it. I can just tell you for some reason, the best people come to work for our CMC. Like I honestly, I don't know. I can't take credit for it. I mean, I try my hardest, I try my best, but I get the best people. And the
All
people that
right.
aren't, trust me, we've had a lot of people that haven't been great, they don't last, right? Because like I tell you, energy loves energy, right? You got bad energy and someone's got good energy, you're just like, I can't handle this, right? So they don't last. But the people that work for me, I mean, we've had people working for us for over 10 years, 50, right? They're the best.
Amazing. Amazing, Sarah. So let's actually go in depth, create a little framework for people to implement. So they start with the Pep Talk app. They're gonna download that. Then so that's 5 minutes. And then what happens is exactly next. Give us a framework that I can follow. We all can follow.
Okay. So we're talking about our team huddle, yeah?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So team huddle in the morning. Yep. So we're gonna start off with so we have team huddle every day. Then Tuesday is our big meeting, and that's an hour, right? So on our Tuesday meetings, we'll usually have like a little bit longer of a pep talk, right? Replace something that's maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Sometimes we might even do like a meditation, right? Whatever it might be, something to just get us in the right mindset, right? So, but in our team huddles, our daily team huddles, we'll start off with the pep talk. Then I will go over, hey, let's talk about anything that's going on, right? And then we will have either somebody will say something that they're great depending on the week. Like someone will say, okay, today I want Nick. Nick, you're going to tell me one person that you're grateful for that works for us. He could choose anybody he wants, right? And then what will happen is Nick will choose somebody. He'll say why he's grateful for them. And then I will then at the end say, okay, I want Nick to know I'm grateful for him because of blah, 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 whatever Nick does, right? Nick's freaking fantastic. And then whoever he chose, I will say, and I can't agree more with Nick. Carlo has changed our freaking life by being the best billing guy. He gets in there, he makes sure things happen, right? But I just think by giving gratitude to people every day and your team giving gratitude, right? When you say something that you're grateful for, it changes your life more than you change the person's life, right? Because now you're changed. You're like, yeah, that felt good. I just said something really nice about that person. And now the person that receives it is like, oh man, that was so nice of him, right? And in workplaces, we got a lot of people. Sometimes someone does something that pisses you off, right? And so you got to make sure that you're always getting that gratitude, right? And so I believe that if you start off with gratitude in your day, and if I just got gratitude in all 60 people that they're starting their day with it, right? You can't but have a better day. It might not be the best day, right? But I can guarantee you it's going to be a better day because you're bringing gratitude into it, right? And now when they talk to each other, they're already feeling a little bit like, yeah, we're a family here, right? We got each other's back, And I will tell you that's one thing my team knows, and I tell them we just had an experience last week where we had a really big sell, and a patient sent me an email, and she was all upset about something, and I said, guys, I want you to know right now, okay? Nobody walks out the door without an answer. And every single one of you, I want you to know I have your back. I will stand behind it. Whatever answer you told them, as long as you can tell me the reason why you told them that. You just don't say, oh, I don't know, I chose that answer, right? But my team knows that I have their back. And whatever they do, I'm going to get their back, right? It might not have been the right thing, but if you can tell me why you did that for, then I say, I have your back, right? So I just think having those things in mind and letting my team know that we're a family. I tell them every day I love them. I tell them every day that I will do whatever I can for them, right? Like I will freaking die for them. I just think by putting those things in, right? Just today at the end of the meeting, I stopped everybody and said, I just want you guys to know I'm the luckiest girl in the world to have you guys, right? Oh. I believe that's the answer, right? Is showing gratitude, right? And then they're gonna show gratitude to your people, whoever your people are, right?
This is amazing. I'm out of words, literally. And you got me a little bit emotional. That's very powerful, seriously. So anyway, so you do how many business owners do that? Like you're like a big mother to everybody on your
I hope so. I tell them all the time. I hope so. Sometimes because I'm fired up, as you can tell, right? So sometimes I come in a little like, you guys, and then afterwards I tell them like, oh man, I hope they know how much I love them, right? I hope they know how much I care about them. Because that's in the end of the day, dude, they're the ones that are in the hustle and bustle, right? I'm just behind the screen, talking to people, making videos, helping people, right? But at the end of the day, those people are the ones that are hustling. Those are the people that are, in the freaking trenches, So True. I do that they always know that I appreciate them.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Wow. Yeah, these people are the ones that are,
Yeah.
We sometimes forget that we were at their situation at one point. Now we're like the CEO, we're the manager, whatever. But yeah, it's wow, absolutely. So powerful. So Sarah, I do want to make sure that I got everything on the daily huddle because it was so good. So, like, let's just say you did. So you start with Nick. You say
Mhm.
how grateful you are for Nick for one reason, and then Nick picks somebody else. Nick picks that somebody else. Does that end there, or how many times do you do that interaction on a
Yep,
daily?
yes, sir. For every day. So every day we'll pick a different person. Yep.
Okay, you
That's
pick
where,
somebody. You say why you were thankful for them. They pick somebody, and it's done.
yep. So
And you
I'll
move
pick
on.
Yeah, I'll pick someone and then I just say, okay, Nick, tell us who you're grateful for, right? Then Nick will say something. Then once Nick's done, then I'll say, all right, well, I just want you all to know I'm grateful for Nick because, and I can't agree more with Nick, whatever he said he loved about Carlo or whoever he picked, then I agree with him and I will then say what I'm so grateful for,
And
right?
you're done. And you're done with your daily huddle. You just keep going.
Yep, and then we're done. Yep. And then any questions, we'll go over any questions for that day. Do we need to talk about something? Is there anything coming up? And then we're done. Yep. So it's just daily. It's just every day. It's 10, 15 minutes max. And then we move on. But it's fast. It's not long, right? But it's just to
Good.
start our day. Boom, boom. Okay, let's go.
Good. I think for my team, Sarah, to be honest, I think my team just needs more of that. More of that, more. It sounds so,
Yeah,
like,
I
but
know.
they need more motivation, more inspiration, more of that because
Mhm.
and we do that, for example, we play the national anthem and everything, but
Yeah.
at the same time, like they need like a vision. They need something every because they're probably not doing it. They don't go at their homes and play something from Andy or Ed or
Yep.
all these. They don't. So like you are basically taking responsibility for it, putting good
Mhm.
things in their brain every day. And I think that's huge. I mean, you've been doing this, how long you've been doing the daily huddle, one way or another?
Oh, a few years now. Yeah. We're
So a
doing it
few
for
years, every
yeah.
single day, these people are being hammered with these messages.
Yeah.
And I mean, now you probably have there's other factors, but at least their mindset is like yours, right? In the
Yeah.
same level of same
Yeah.
wavelength. It's kind of huge what you're saying.
Yeah. No, I love it. It's every day we start like that.
So talk to me about Sariah, talk to me about this is so awesome. Talk to me about the vision. Where do you want to take RCMC and we'll go from there.
Right. So our vision right now is just like I was saying, I want to be the biggest weight loss program in the world, right? Like I want to be competing with Jenny Craig. I want to be competing with freaking Lindora, whoever it is, right? But not just because like
Bring
I
it
want to be
on. I'm here. I'm coming for you,
exactly right. But not just because of them, but because of how I know that it changes people's lives, right? Like for me, that's what it's about is that like I see so many people like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but like they're just like, I just see their presence and they're just unhappy, right? And like I said, like people always be like, oh, love your, and it's just like, I just want to change their life because I know that when you take care of yourself, your life is changed dramatically. Like it is so changed. So for me, it's not just I do want to be the biggest weight loss program in the world, but it's because I want to change so many people's lives because I think it's so sad when I see these kids, especially kids these days, like, like 19, 20-year olds, they're just on their phones and they're just like, I don't miss them, but they just don't have a care anymore, right? They just almost think that like, oh, this is their life, this is, right? And so that's my goal. That's where I'm just like, I want to help millions of people to be like, this life is freaking amazing. Like, we've got the best, like, it's so freaking beautiful. Like, we have the most beautiful life, and so many people are just wasting it, right? I mean, go for a freaking hike, like, go on, do something good for your body, right? So that is where my goal and mission is right now. Is I just want to change millions of people's lives and make them all of a sudden realize like maybe I wasted the last 20 years of my life, but you better freaking believe it. I'm gonna have the best next 60 years of my life, right? And that's what my goal is right now.
I love that. That's that's amazing. As we're wrapping up, Sariah, what last piece of advice? I think one clear thing that I do want to say is like you're so clear on your mission, you're so passionate about it, you know, and you don't need to have her personality or my personality to be that way. You can be more quiet or outspoken, but have that. But I think that's very important, Sariah. I think like you're crystal clear. What I've noticed from our interaction is you're crystal clear that your shit works.
Yes.
Period, regardless of anything, when anything happens, your shit works as long as you follow the process. That conviction transpires, right, through everything. Then your belief in your team, you caring about your team, and then this huge mission. I think there's like, I'm talking, like as I'm looking, that's why, you're probably on the 5 or 1% or whatever you are in your industry. It's because those things consecutively placed together are very, very rare.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. We definitely, to me, it's just about caring, right? If you truly care, it's not about the money, right? There's so many people that are just like, oh, here, yeah, come every week, come every week. But for me, it's like, no, I want these people to know we are going to dive in. We are going to do whatever we can to help them, right? Because I believe we need to be happy. We got to get some happiness and love back in this place.
I think yes, and I think even if we're we're a B2B business, but like, unless we really deeply in our core start thinking the way you're thinking, or any business, like if you don't start thinking deeply on our core like that, you may be thinking it, or you may be there, but you might not be expressing it. I think I'm kind of in the middle of that. It's like, to be honest with you, am I to the level that I care so deeply? I think maybe I'm 80-90% there, but am I expressing it to the people? I think I'm 20% at expressing it.
Right.
I may lose sleep for my clients. I've lost hair for my clients, seriously.
Exactly.
But they don't know. They don't know.
Right.
So that's my biggest takeaway. Is like not only the phone number, right? All these things need to be internally develop more. Like it's almost like a life or death situation for you when someone doesn't get the result they want, right? It should be somewhere close to that, We're not going to be like, but it's right. And then expressing that, because the way you come across when someone comes to your building or someone works with us, it should be that. It should be, this is almost like a life or death situation for us too. We want you to, right?
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. And I think that's the key, right? Is that like you have to have that, right? Like, guys, we got to get them. And that's one thing that we're always every time that we have somebody that didn't do well or didn't want is we look at it all the way back. Okay, where did this happen? Right? What do we got to do to make sure this does not happen again? Right? Because otherwise history just keeps repeating itself, right? So you got to make sure, okay, where do we make this change right now? Because we do not want this to keep happening.
I love it. I love it, Sarah. Listen, well, as we wrap up, where should people go to learn more about you and RCMC and all that?
Yeah, you can go to our website, of course, rcmcmedicalcenter.com, or our Instagram, rcmc.medical.center. But yeah, that's where we're at. Come check us out.
Check them out. Check them out. At least you'll get, at least it's, at least you'll get the energy and everything, transmitted to you guys. But guys, Sariah, this has been amazing. I'm so grateful for your time today. Seriously.
Thank you so much. You're awesome. You're awesome.
Stop. You're more awesome. Feel free to share it, guys. Like, I think this is like so unique. Like, you don't hear this in podcast. The way everything she described, it's like, I would title this podcast, How Do You Infuse Energy and Positive Energy into Your Business? Like, really, such an amazing masterclass. Thank you so much, Sariah.